the 8th day of 2019, and we're happy you're spending 10 minutes of it with us. I'm Carl Azus at the CNN Center. The border between the United States and Mexico has been getting a lot of attention lately, and U.S. President Donald Trump is planning to visit the area again on Thursday. He wants Congress to approve $5.6 billion in funding for a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. The House of Representatives approved that money in December. The Senate did not. And because Congress and the president couldn't agree on funding for the wall as part of a bigger funding package for the federal government, a partial government shutdown began on December 22nd. We explained and explored this issue last Friday. You can find our January 4th show in the archives section at cnn10.com. By partial shutdown, we mean that about 25% of the government is closed. It includes 800,000 federal employees. About half of them won't be paid until the government reopens. The other half are forced to take time off without pay. Republicans and Democrats are pretty well dug in on their positions concerning the wall. Most Republicans want the funding approved so it can be built. Most Democrats want the funding denied so it can't be built. The president and lawmakers have had several meetings to discuss the issue, but as of Monday night, there'd been no breakthrough. So without a government funding plan in place, the shutdown continues. There have been more than 20 partial shutdowns since 1976. The longest lasted 21 days from 1995 to 1996. 10-second trivia. In the late 1800s, Swiss chemist Friedrich Miescher became the first scientist to identify what? Magnetism, DNA, thermodynamics, or X-rays? Decades before Watson and Crick were at work, Miescher was the first to identify what would become known as deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA. For decades, DNA has been used in criminal justice to identify suspects or clear people who've been falsely accused. Now, a type of technology called DNA phenotyping could take crime scene analysis to another level. In DNA profiling, which investigators have used for years, they try to match DNA from a crime scene to records they already have in their system. With the new technology, genetic information doesn't need to be matched or compared. It uses the DNA on its own to predict what someone could look like. The process isn't cheap, and there are privacy concerns about it. If you're listed in Ancestry.com, for instance, your relationship to a suspect could be discovered. But this is changing the way some investigations are carried out.
The technology is called DNA phenotyping, developed by Parabon Nanolabs. From just a small sample of DNA, they can create a composite image of what someone could look like.
What kind of impact do you think that this technology will have on forensics long term?
Here we have another avenue we can explore if we run into dead ends along the way.
We're essentially bringing in entirely new ways to analyze forensic DNA. Traditional forensic DNA analysis looks just at, can this DNA from a crime scene be matched to a suspect we've already identified or to a database? But if you don't find a match, it couldn't tell you anything else. We can generate leads just from the DNA that's at that crime scene.
Parabon started to offer forensic services to law enforcement in 2015. Since then, they've assisted in over 40 cases.
A lot of the cases we work, it turns out that they had some information that was leading them in a particular direction, and our information completely redirects. You're not looking for a person of that description, you're looking for a person of this very different description, and once they pivot and start going down that road, they can find that person.
Our DNA carries a specific instruction set for an individual's physical characteristics. With only a small sample, Parabon can pull from tens of thousands of genetic variants to predict what a person looks like.
So basically we're predicting where the face falls on different facial dimensions in what we call face space. And so this all just comes out of some math that we do on face data. And as the numbers change, it's showing different possible faces. So there's a wide variety of possible faces that could be predicted.
That looks like you.
That is me. This may not be my driver's license image, but if I were...
It's pretty close.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The service costs about $3,000, but the results can mean authorities spend less time and manpower to solve a case. The composites do have limitations, though. For instance, DNA doesn't reveal a person's age, so to compensate, Parabon estimates what the person would look like at present day based on how long ago the crime was committed. And it is simply a guide. The phenotype alone cannot lead to a conviction.
It's the kind of stuff from a sci-fi movie. You know what I mean?
The phenotyping is definitely very sci-fi.
Are there any privacy concerns, or what are the moral implications of all of this?
Well, with DNA phenotyping, we're only predicting things that the person makes public every day when they go outside, their eye color, their hair color. We're not looking at any medical information or anything like that. And then with genetic genealogy, all the research that we do is public information.
Along with phenotyping, genetic genealogy is being used as another tool Parabon and law enforcement agencies are using to catch criminals and close cold cases. By searching a public database of DNA, genealogists can work backwards in a family tree, narrowing the search for a suspect.
Going forward, the number of cold cases will decrease, and also active cases can potentially be solved more quickly. Cases
before they even become cold cases.
Exactly. Cases won't have to go cold.
An 11-year-old named Liam Hannon is making headlines in Cambridge, Massachusetts. A couple years ago, he decided that instead of summer camp, he'd find another way to stay busy. That led to his idea to donate lunches to the homeless in his community, and that led to collecting school supplies and toys for homeless children. And all of this is why Liam is one of CNN's Young Wonders.
I think about how tough it is for someone to be homeless. Everyone should have a place to live. Helping people is important to me because people just need a little kindness in their life.
My name is Liam Hannon. The mission of Liam's Lunches of Love is to give food to people experiencing homelessness.
Usually when people think about Cambridge, they think of Harvard and MIT and expensive real estate. But what they don't think about is that we have over 500 homeless people on our streets every night.
I was really scared at first. I thought that people might be mean to me. But once I gave the first lunch out, I realized that mostly everyone was really nice. When I gave someone a lunch, their face lit up.
From there, things just grew. The next week we did 50 lunches, and then we did 60 and 70, and it was very quick that people were into helping.
Since July 2017, we've made 2,000 or more lunches.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say hi and that on Sunday I am passing out lunches. So if you guys want to come and help, that would be awesome. So see you guys later. Bye. Who wants to make sandwiches?
I'm doing peanut butter.
Okay. A lot of my friends have actually come and helped.
Do you want to core apples and then put them into sandwich bags?
Decorating the bags and making the lunches, I know that they're gonna go to someone that needs it.
Who can make more slices of their item first?
3,
2, 1.
We did a turkey drive together. He's really expanded from just the lunches and doing so much more.
Liam is going to change the world.
I'm definitely proud that I've come all this way to make that many lunches. You just have to start small, get help from friends, and do something that you love.
Freshly baked bread and vending machine. Two things that don't sound like they go together. But they could with the BreadBot. It's a vending machine that can do all the steps to turn dry ingredients into fresh bread in about an hour and a half. Its makers estimate that each BreadBot would retail at around $100,000. It'd be leased to grocery stores, and the company says the machine would increase their profits and help the environment. Could lead to confusion when you brought it home, though. Hey, is that store-bought? Yeah, it's BreadBot. I know it's bread, but is it from the store? Yeah, it's store-bought BreadBot. But how is it BreadBot if it's store-bought? At the store, I bought BreadBot. What do you mean that it's BreadBot? Look, just try it. It saved me some bread. It saved me some dough. I'm Carl Azus for CNN.